This is not a good movie. It was not a good movie. It's not terrible, but it was not good. Deepwater 2022, starring Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas. Like I said, not terrible, but not good. Would not recommend it. Don't add this on your Hulu playlist or whatever. Just not good. Throughout the whole movie, I caught myself asking, okay, so what am I watching? What's this movie really about? It shows us what's it about on the surface, right? It shows us that, hey, the wife's obviously having affairs, but she has these lovers that she sees, right? But the strangest thing, the husband doesn't care. In fact, in the first few scenes, they were at some kind of party or something. And long story short, she met a quote unquote friend, some guy, right? And at one point they left the house or whatever. They were outside by the pool area, I believe, and they were kissing. They were making out. And Vic, which is the husband, which is Mr. played by Mr. Ben Affleck, happened to see them at one point. He saw them making out. He saw the wife, Melinda, making out with some random dude who she calls her friend. And he caught them and she sees him watching them, right? She looks up and sees them and she kept going. And he doesn't care. He just walks away, which is crazy, right? Any guy that would drive any guy crazy. That would drive any man insane if they saw their beautiful wife or girlfriend making out with some random dude or just some guy she calls her friend. That would drive us crazy. It would drive me crazy. But Vic seems to be cool about it, right? That's pretty much his character throughout the whole movie. He's the typical Ben Affleck character. If you know this actor, majority of his films, he plays almost the same character, a bland, lifeless in his face, not a very charismatic character. I'm sure he has a few movies where he is charismatic, but for the most part, Ben Affleck's not that outgoing, that, like I said, charismatic character type. So that was his character throughout the whole movie until when things escalated, which I'm gonna get to later. But Melinda, played by Miss Ana de Armas, yeah, so she just do this. But she's a married woman with a husband, successful husband, and a beautiful child, a daughter. She has a family, and she does do this. She hooks up with dudes with quote unquote friends and just does this thing. And yeah, so she just doesn't care. So at first I was like, well, what am I looking at? Why did he just watch two people make out? Why did he watch his wife make out with some dude that she calls her friend and just walks away? Why did she see him? Does she see him catching them and she just doesn't care? And then things escalate. Things get crazy. But the movie, Vic gets more and more jealous of Melinda's lovers, right? And then he offs them. He kills them one by one. So yeah, things got crazy fast, right? And yeah, so despite Vic killing the lovers and he's denying it, he's saying to her, "Hey, I'm not doing it," but she knows that he's doing it. She has no proof until the ending. She finally figured out that it's been him all along, but she knew that was accusing him of doing it. But she said, "Hey, he was killing these guys, right?" So yeah, Vic just went crazy. In fact, she said that, hey, at one scene, they were arguing. She went to see another lover. She came home kind of drunk. He says to her, hey, where have you been? We have a family, a child. And then says, hey, you know what? Who cares? Finally, some passion, right? So, which gives me the attention that, hey, this character, this dude is not very passionate. There's a typical benefit character, right? No passion, no emotions or whatever, right? So I'm guessing she wants passion. Yeah, and then she says Hey, this was your idea. The family, the kid, you wanted this, not me. And yeah, so clearly there's some kind of arrangement between them. She's super promiscuous, not just with her lovers, but with Vic. But she makes him happy. I'm guessing that's why he's with her. Now, again, the movie don't really explain that verbatim, right? It doesn't say that verbatim, but you clearly see that he's in love with her because she's beautiful, she's hot, and all this stuff, right? And she drives me crazy in the bedroom. There are some scenes too that shows it, right? She's, like I said, hypersexual, doesn't care, right? And Vic loves it. But yeah, it's just things get crazier and crazier. Vic starts to kill these guys one by one. He keeps denying it, right? And then I guess their new neighbor finally figured out what Vic was up to. But he kind of figured it was Vic all along because he kind of, because in the beginning of the movie, Vic kind of jokingly said that it was him, like he's been doing it, right? But it was a joke. But then it wasn't a joke. It was just weird. It was a weird sequence. Yeah, so their neighbor finally figured out that it was Vic doing it, but then before he had a chance to tell everyone, tell his wife or whatever, he died. He was chasing Vic at one point in the mountains on the hills, and then his car just drove off this giant hill, this cliff, whatever, and he just fell, and like he drops like hundreds of feet, and just dies. Like it's crazy, but yeah, it's a weird movie, man. Like I will not recommend it. Oh, and yeah, so towards the ending, she finally figured out that it was Vic killing her lovers because he got super jealous. But before this movie, prior to that, I don't think he was jealous, right? So it's like, what changed? Yeah, man, it was a crazy movie. I don't recommend it, but I guess the lesson here is don't have open marriages, don't have open relationships, and just stay faithful, man, and just know who you're with, know who you're dating, or know who you're gonna get married to, and just keep things private. No open lovers, no stuff like that because that will ruin your life. But anyways, that was my take on the movie. Yeah, and thanks for watching. All right.